grand stage, a spotlight, and a ticking clock. A single contestant, heart-pounding with anticipation, faces a series of questions that could change their life forever. This is the world of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, a game show that has captivated audiences worldwide. It's a thrilling rollercoaster ride of knowledge, luck, and pressure. Contestants climb the ladder of questions, each step higher bringing them closer to the ultimate prize, $1 million. But what happens when the dream turns into a nightmare? What if someone dared to cheat their way to the top? This is where the story takes a dark turn. In the heart of this glitzy game show, a scandal erupted that would shake the nation. A man named Charles Ingram managed to answer 15 consecutive questions correctly, putting him on the brink of becoming a millionaire. But as the confetti rained down, suspicions began to swirl. Was it sheer brilliance or something more sinister? Let's delve into the scandalous tale of the coughing major. Charles Ingram, a seemingly ordinary British Army major, shared the same dream as millions of others: to win the life-changing jackpot on the popular game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. His path to the coveted hot seat was marked by a peculiar twist of fate. Both his wife Diana and her brother Adrian Pollock had previously appeared as contestants on the show, each managing to secure a respectable £32,000. This prior exposure to the high-stakes game show environment and its mechanics provided the Ingram family with a unique perspective and, perhaps unknowingly, an advantage. September 2001 marked a pivotal moment for Charles. Under the intense glare of the studio lights, he found himself at the center of the nation's attention. As the questions unfolded, Ingram displayed a remarkable composure, coupled with an uncanny ability to provide correct answers. With each question answered correctly, the tension mounted, and the nation watched with bated breath. Finally, after a grueling 15 rounds of questions, Ingram stood on the brink of a £1 million fortune. The studio audience erupted in applause, and the nation celebrated what appeared to be a triumph of knowledge and luck. However, beneath the surface of this apparent fairy tale, a sense of unease began to grow. The question lingered: was Ingram's success a product of genuine intellect, or was there something more sinister at play? The contrast between Ingram's seemingly ordinary background and his extraordinary success began to raise eyebrows. As the euphoria of the moment subsided, people started to question the likelihood of such a consistent run of correct answers. This growing skepticism would soon give way to a full-blown scandal that would shake the nation to its core. At the core of the Ingram scandal was a meticulously orchestrated cheating scheme involving a cohort of conspirators. Central to this operation was Tequen Whittock, a fellow contestant strategically placed within the audience. His role was as insidious as it was audacious. Tasked with guiding Ingram towards the correct answers, he employed a covert method of communication that was both brazen and diabolical. Whittock transformed an everyday, seemingly innocuous action, coughing, into a sophisticated code. Each cough was a deliberate signal, meticulously timed to convey specific information to Ingram. A single cough might indicate one answer, while a double cough might suggest another. The pattern of coughs, the intervals between them, and even their tone could have been part of this intricate language. This level of complexity suggests a significant amount of pre-planning and rehearsal. It's crucial to understand that this was not simply a matter of random coughing. The conspirators had likely developed a detailed system of signals. This might have involved assigning specific cough patterns to different answer choices, or perhaps using variations in cough volume or pitch to convey additional information. The timing of these coughs was also critical. They needed to occur at moments when Ingram was considering his answer, but without being so obvious as to arouse suspicion. Moreover, the psychological aspect of this scheme is intriguing. Whittock had to maintain a facade of nonchalance while executing a complex plan. He needed to appear like an ordinary audience member, unaware of the significance of his actions. This level of acting, combined with the technical precision of the coughing code, makes the Ingram scandal a particularly fascinating case study in deception. By transforming seemingly innocuous actions into a covert communication system, the conspirators managed to manipulate the outcome of the game show, all while maintaining a facade of legitimacy. This level of sophistication in their cheating is what sets the Ingram scandal apart from other cases of game show fraud. pall of doubt began to cast a long shadow over Charles Ingram's £1 million win. What had initially seemed like a fairy tale story of triumph against the odds started to unravel as a more sinister plot took shape. At the heart of the growing suspicion was a peculiar auditory phenomenon, a series of coughs emanating from the audience. These were not ordinary coughs, dismissed as mere chance occurrences. They were deliberate, almost mechanical in their timing, appearing with uncanny frequency during critical moments in the game. Intrigued by this unusual pattern, the production team initiated a forensic examination of the recorded footage. Frame by frame, they dissected the visual and auditory elements of the show, employing a level of scrutiny usually reserved for criminal investigations. As the hours turned into days, a damning narrative began to emerge. The coughs, once overlooked as inconsequential background noise, transformed into a coded language, a clandestine form of communication between Ingram and an unseen accomplice. The evidence was irrefutable. Statistical analysis revealed a correlation between the coughing patterns and Ingram's selection of correct answers that was far too improbable to be attributed to chance. The once celebrated champion was now under intense scrutiny, his £1 million dream teetering on the brink of collapse. It was a dramatic reversal of fortune, a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked ambition and the lengths to which some will go to achieve their goals. The revelation that the seemingly triumphant quiz champion, Charles Ingram, might have cheated his way to a £1 million fortune sent shockwaves through the nation. The ensuing trial was a media spectacle, with every development dissected and analyzed by a captivated public. Ingram, his wife Diana, and their accomplice Tequan Whittock found themselves at the center of a legal storm. They faced charges of procuring the execution of a valuable security by deception, a serious criminal offense alleging they conspired to defraud the game show. The trial, held at Southwark Crown Court, was a high-stakes battle of wits and evidence. The prosecution's case hinged on the damning evidence of the orchestrated coughing pattern. Statistical analysis, which demonstrated an improbable correlation between the coughs and Ingram's correct answers, was presented as irrefutable proof of collusion. Expert witnesses, including forensic audio analysts, bolstered the prosecution's argument, painting a picture of a carefully planned deception. The defense naturally painted a different narrative. They contended that the coughing was coincidental and that Ingram's success was purely down to knowledge and luck. Character witnesses testified to Ingram's integrity, attempting to humanize the accused and cast doubt on the prosecution's claims. After a 4-week trial filled with dramatic moments and intense scrutiny, the jury retired to deliberate. Their task was to sift through the evidence, weigh the testimonies, and reach a verdict. Days later, they returned with a guilty verdict, finding all 3 defendants culpable. The courtroom fell silent as the verdict was delivered. The Ingrams and Whittock, once basking in the limelight of their apparent triumph, now faced the stark reality of their crime. The judge, in handing down the sentence, acknowledged the gravity of the offense and the damage it had inflicted on the integrity of the game show. Each of the defendants received an 18-month suspended prison sentence, a substantial fine, and a hefty order to pay prosecution costs. The punishment was severe, reflecting the seriousness of the crime. Beyond the legal repercussions, the scandal irrevocably tarnished the Ingrams' reputation. Their lives, once filled with the promise of wealth and fame, were now marked by infamy. His carefully constructed public image, once imbued with an aura of intelligence and composure, shattered into a million pieces. The man who had briefly stood on the precipice of national admiration found himself plummeting into the depths of public scorn. The British Army, an institution synonymous with honor and integrity, could not afford to be associated with such a blatant breach of trust. Faced with mounting pressure and a damaged public image, the decision to force Ingram's resignation was inevitable. His military career, a path he had undoubtedly envisioned as a cornerstone of his life, was abruptly terminated, leaving a void that would be difficult to fill. The public's reaction was swift, visceral, and unforgiving. Ingram became tabloid fodder, his every move scrutinized and dissected with ruthless efficiency. The moniker "the Coughing Major" was a cruel epithet, a constant reminder of his deceit and a symbol of his fallen status. The once celebrated quiz champion was transformed into a pariah, ostracized by a public that had been both captivated and betrayed by his actions. The scandal had far-reaching consequences beyond the confines of Ingram's personal life. It ignited a broader conversation about the ethics of reality television and the lengths to which contestants might go in pursuit of fame and fortune. It also served as a stark reminder of the ephemeral nature of celebrity and the potential pitfalls of unchecked ambition. As the dust settled, Ingram was left to grapple with the wreckage of his life, a cautionary tale of how quickly fortune can turn to misfortune and how the pursuit of the unattainable can lead to devastating consequences. The scandal's enduring legacy is a complex one. While it undoubtedly tarnished Ingram's reputation beyond repair, it also prompted a much-needed re-evaluation of the entertainment industry and its responsibilities to the public. It forced broadcasters to re-examine their practices and implement safeguards to prevent similar incidents from occurring. In a sense, the scandal, while deeply damaging to Ingram, may have contributed to a broader societal shift towards greater accountability and transparency in the world of reality television. The fallout from the scandal extended far beyond the courtroom and the public's scorn. For Charles and Diana Ingram, the consequences were both financial and emotional, leaving deep scars that would take years to heal. The couple found themselves in a perilous financial situation. The dream of £1 million fortune had evaporated, replaced by the harsh reality of debt and financial ruin. Multiple bankruptcies became a grim marker of their downward spiral, a stark contrast to the lavish lifestyle they had briefly glimpsed. The public's anger towards the Ingrams manifested in ways that were both cruel and menacing. Their once private life became a battleground. Their car, a symbol of their perceived prosperity, was subjected to acts of vandalism, a tangible expression of the public's rage. Even their pets were not spared. A particularly disturbing incident involved their cat, which was shot with an air gun, a callous act of cruelty that shocked the nation. These attacks were more than just acts of property damage. They were personal assaults designed to inflict maximum pain. The Ingrams were forced to live in a constant state of fear, their lives reduced to a fortress against the hostility of the outside world. The once familiar faces became prisoners in their own home, their every movement watched and scrutinized. The psychological toll of these experiences was immeasurable. The couple was forced to confront the devastating consequences of their actions, a process that was undoubtedly painful and complex. As they struggled to rebuild their lives, the shadow of the scandal continued to loom large, a constant reminder of their fall from grace. The Ingram scandal, with its blend of drama, deception, and the allure of fame and fortune, proved to be a rich source of material for artists and documentarians. The story, with its intricate details and complex characters, offered a compelling narrative that transcended the initial news cycle. Books delve deep into the case, examining the evidence, the characters, and the societal implications of the scandal. Documentaries, with their ability to present multiple perspectives, explored the case in depth, offering viewers a chance to form their own opinions. Perhaps the most significant cultural impact came in the form of the stage play quiz. This dramatic interpretation brought the story to life on stage, allowing audiences to experience the tension and drama firsthand. The play raised questions about the nature of truth, justice, and the power of the media. It also humanized the characters, inviting empathy for individuals caught in a media storm. The subsequent television adaptation of Quiz brought the story to an even wider audience. With its high production values and talented cast, the series offered a fresh perspective on the case, reigniting public interest and sparking renewed debate. These various media representations served to prolong the life of the Ingram scandal, ensuring that it remained a part of the cultural conversation for years to come. They also contributed to a broader discussion about the ethics of reality television, the role of the media, and the complexities of the justice system. Even years after the conviction, the Charles Ingram case continues to be a subject of debate and scrutiny. While the court found the evidence sufficient to prove guilt, a significant portion of the public, as well as some journalists and authors, remain unconvinced. The crux of the argument lies in the nature of the evidence itself. Critics point to the circumstantial nature of the case, arguing that while the coughing patterns seemed suspicious, they could not be definitively proven to be a form of communication. The possibility of coincidence, however unlikely, cannot be entirely dismissed. The intense media scrutiny and the public's appetite for a dramatic narrative have also been factors in the ongoing debate. Some argue that the pressure to deliver a satisfying conclusion may have influenced the outcome of the trial. The case, therefore, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of media trials and the potential for public opinion to shape legal proceedings. As time passes, the truth about the Ingram case may never be fully known. The lingering doubts and questions ensure that this story will continue to be a subject of fascination and controversy for years to come. The Charles Ingram scandal stands as a stark reminder of the potential for corruption within the seemingly innocent world of television game shows. The case exposed vulnerabilities in the format, highlighting the ease with which a carefully orchestrated scheme could be implemented. The incident forced a critical examination of quiz show procedures, prompting producers to implement stricter security measures to prevent similar occurrences. It also led to increased scrutiny of contestant selection and audience management. The Ingram scandal remains a cautionary tale, serving as a constant reminder of the importance of maintaining the integrity of television competitions. While it tarnished the reputation of game shows, it also prompted a much-needed overhaul of industry standards, ensuring that future generations of contestants compete on a level playing field. The story of Charles Ingram, the coughing major, and the million-pound scandal that rocked the nation. From the seemingly innocent game show contestant to the center of a media storm, the case continues to fascinate and divide. What are your thoughts on the Ingram case? Do you believe he was innocent or guilty? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating stories and in-depth analyses.